Welcome to Open for Business, the Gallatin Valley's only local business and consumer talk show featuring Tom Egelhoff, the Man Entrepreneur Magazine radio called the leading authority in the United States for doing business in small town. Here he is, speaker, author, small business consultant, and Mrs. Egelhoff's favorite son, Tom Egelhoff.
All right, welcome everyone. Open for Business. We air every Saturday live from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Mountain Time on AM 1450 KMMS in Bozeman, 1340 KPRK in Livingston, Montana. If you'd like to be a part of the big broadcast, go to kmmsam.com and click Listen Live. The call-in number during the show, 406-522-TALK, 406-522-8255. I'm here, you're here. Let's get the show on the road. All right, welcome back, everyone. 44 degrees outside. It's Saturday, April 16th, 2016. It is 25 minutes before the top of the hour, and I want to welcome you to the podcast portion of Open for Business. Each week, I share some tips and tricks I've learned over the years about advertising, marketing, promotion, and building strong, successful businesses. And I do these Open for Business podcasts live every Saturday between 11:30 and noon Mountain Time from the studios of AM 1450 KMMS in Bozeman and 1340 KPRK in Livingston, Montana, and of course we stream worldwide on the web at kmmsam.com. So if you missed any of the previous podcasts, you'll find them on my YouTube channel or my website at smalltownmarketing.com, smalltownmarketing.com. Go about halfway down the homepage on the left side, you'll find a link to the podcast page so you can catch up on any of the podcasts that you might have missed. Today's topic, I want to talk about how to raise your prices. This is kind of a stumbling block for a lot of folks that feel that, well, gosh, I'm going to lose my customers, but yet, boy, it's getting tougher and tougher to, my profit margin is going down. I need to figure out a way to raise my prices. So let's try a quick exercise. Think of your living room at your home, and can you tell me the exact price to the penny you paid for any item in that room? You might know maybe one or two items, mostly because there might be a memory tied to it somehow. It might have been a birthday or an anniversary gift or something like that. But the point I'm making is that price is not why we buy things. Only about 7% of the population can be defined as true price shoppers. They're people who always seek out the cheapest price they can find regardless of the brand, the service, or the reliability of the product. The other 93% buy on emotion. That's sort of the rest of us. So it's not the price, it's how the ownership of the product makes you feel. No one buys a 50-inch TV. They buy the Super Bowl live in the living room or their favorite movies or TV shows. They don't buy what the product is, they buy what the product does. No one will buy a TV with sound only. You need a picture to go with the sound to make it valuable. So this is where the value to the customer comes in. So what happens when you raise your price? Let's say you have a product that sells for $85 and your cost to make or acquire that product is $70. That would give you a $15 profit. Now, if you sell 100 of that product, you would gross $1,500. $70 plus 15, 85 would give you $15. So if you sell 100, you make $1,500. Well, what would happen if you raise the price of that item from $85 to $95? Now you only have to sell 60 of that item to make the same $1,500. Theoretically, you could lose 40% of your customers and still make the same income. So let's go back to the perception of price. What are you really selling? Your new customers will not have a clue that the item used to be sold for $85. Your current customers know that prices of items and services go up from time to time. No one stops buying gas or green beans because those items went up in price. So let me repeat, only 7% of people wake up every morning as true price shoppers. So if 93 customers still continue to buy your product at the new $95 price, now you gross $2,425. That's an additional $925 with no additional effort, no additional payroll expense, no change in utilities, and really no change in your business at all. And the best part is you now have a cushion when your suppliers increase their prices to you. Now, you may want to soften the blow a little bit if you're still apprehensive, if you're still a little fearful. Do you think the $10 price increase will really damage your business? There are two ways to soften the blow of a price increase. One is do two $5 increments over a span of time. Maybe 3 months and then 3 months again. So depending on how often people come in and buy your product. If they'll pay $85 for your product, there's a pretty good chance they'll want the product bad enough to pay $90 for it or $95. Show the item at the new $25 price, and you can also show it as a package deal with some related items. So you can soften the blow by putting the new $95 price, into the package deal with some other items. You're still getting the $95, but you're also getting something else in addition. I'm not talking about a $95 price. I'm talking like $110 or something like that. But you get a couple extra things with it. We see this in TV commercials all the time. The Ginsu knives are famous for using this marketing model. They establish the price for the 4 knives, and then they start adding extras that cost them much less, but appear to be at extra value to the customer. Now, please understand that I'm in no way asking you to behave in an unethical manner or to cheat your customer on price. You must give the customer fair value or you will definitely lose them. So if you use packaging as a selling tool, give them fair value for the product or services you provide. Now, billionaire John Pierpont Morgan, who often quoted as saying, if you have to ask how much it costs, you can't afford it. Now, that's certainly true for yachts, planes, and mansions. But for everyday items, emotion or the need for the product will always win out over price as long as you're dealing with a valid customer, as long as the customer can afford the product and has a genuine need for that product. Now, if I want the product emotionally bad enough, I'll create a logical argument to justify the price in my own mind. Now, the bottom line is this. Price is only one of the items customers consider when they're purchasing a product or service. No one buys a 1-inch drill bit. They buy a 1-inch hole that the drill bit gives them. So for some customers, their need is only worth a few dollars. For others, it might be a few $100s or a few $1,000s. So sell value to your customers, and you'll have no problem raising your price. And that's the podcast. So if you missed any of the previous podcasts, you'll find them all on my YouTube channel or on my website at smalltownmarketing.com, smalltownmarketing.com. Just go about halfway down the page on the left side, and you'll find the link to the podcast so that you can catch up on any of them that you might have missed. So tune in each Saturday, and let's build successful businesses together.